both of those guys with quality backs. I think Braxton is a really good athlete. Champ has composed. We're not going to be focused on outcomes and results. We're a process-driven program, so we call it pound the stone, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come out and pound the stone each and every day and just try to get better. And if we can stack days, get better each and every day, then the outcome will take care of itself.
Coach, what coaching principles were successful during your previous tenure at A&T, and are you reinforcing those same things in your next tenure here?
Absolutely. I had the privilege of working for two of the greatest coaches in Black college football history, and Coach Bill Hayes and Coach Rod Broadway. So any of the Coach Broadway players that come back to practice or come to our meetings, they hear the exact same things. We have the same principles. We want to stop the run. We want to protect football. We want to win the kicking game. Something good happens, keep playing. Something bad happens, keep playing. We still doing chicken. That's what we do.
A&T, they kind of run themselves on being one of the best Black colleges in the nation. Kind of why is it important for their football team to mirror what their school pride is?
Well, we're not one of the best. We are the best. Largest HBCU in the world. So what we're trying to do is, as a football program, is get our football program back to where it belongs, and that's at the top of not only HBCU football, because that's short-sighted. We've already been there and done that. We've got 4 Celebration Bowl victories. I think they've played 8. This will be 9 this year, something like that. So we won half of them. So we've been there and done that. Now we're trying to elevate. So we want to become one of the premier programs in FCS football. And we know it's not going to happen overnight. We got a lot of work to do, but that's what we're here for.
We kind of mentioned, you're not basing your growth off of wins. Kind of what are you hoping to see as the season progresses? I know we're very early on, but what are kind of your personal goals as the season progresses?
Well, like I said, playing our brand of football, making sure we're getting better each and every day. Now, the one thing that I expect every game is for us to play with a lot of effort and to play physical, for us not to beat ourselves. So if we're doing a good job of protecting the football and we're able to run the football, that's playing physical. I feel like then we'll know that we have a pretty good football team.
Last couple of questions for me is, there's a lot of coaching staff on the team that's big for the school. You kept some of the old coaching staff here. Why was that so important for you to keep the roots of A&T at the school and kind of reiterate what you guys have been?
Well, because they know what it's about. We have plenty of coaches here that have played here. Coach McCray is a guy that played here. He was on the first Celebration Bowl team in 2015. Best leader as a player that I've ever been around, period. So he knows what it's about. Coach Jones, Celebration Bowl MVP in 2015. So both of those guys played here. And then we have multiple coaches that have coached here and won championships, like Coach Courtney Cord, Coach Lance, Coach Mattis. So we understand and appreciate what A&T has done in the past, and now we're trying to keep it going and doing it in a different way in a different conference.
Coach, you've been around this Aggie program long enough to know about Aggie Nation and the fans, and they want to win. Do you have examples where you're like at the grocery store and people come up to you and go, "How are they looking, Coach?" And like you feel that from the community?
Absolutely. Every day. There's not a day goes by that somebody doesn't come up to me and ask me how we're looking. And all I can tell them is, what I know. We're getting better. What that means, we're going to see on Saturday what that means. But this is a university and a program that has a lot of expectations and high expectations. We ain't going to run from that. Because personally, I have high expectations myself. But I do also understand this is a process, and we're building, and we're going to get better each and every day. But the thing I'm so thankful for is the support that we've received from Aggie Nation. It's also not a day that goes by where somebody doesn't call me or come in my office and say, "Coach, what do you need? What can we do for you?" And that's how you build a championship program.
Coach, you have a reputation for being head coach as one of the most decorated running back coaches in college football. I see here you have Wesley Graves and Shamik Blizzard as your top 2 running backs on the depth chart. Why did those guys win those battles, and what should fans expect from you?
Well, in this program, you got to battle each and every day. So that might say that on that piece of paper right now. And then we might go out and have a great practice tomorrow, and somebody else might win the position. But Wesley is starting right now because of the person that he is. He's a savvy vet. He comes out and practices his butt off each and every day. You come out to practice, you see him. He's going to be drenched in sweat because he's playing hard and he's practicing hard. And he gives us some experience. So the game's not going to be too big for him. He's playing a lot of big games, and that's why we went with him. And Shamik Blizzard is right there. He's another guy that's got more experience here than the other guys. But, Jalen Hicks and JT Smith are going to be really good players for us. That's a position I feel comfortable about, and I think they'll make a lot of noise throughout the season.
Coach, you listed the priorities for your players, God, family, academic excellence, and then football. Instilling that type of order isn't something that just happens overnight. So what have you adjusted in their day-to-day operations or policies that you have for them in order to enforce that?
Well, I don't think you can just say that. You gotta live it. So with God, we have Bible study on Wednesday. It's voluntary, but I encourage you guys to come. Academics, we have academic meetings with our position coaches today to make sure that we're on pace academically. And we have an academic support center that's second to none. Family, I encourage everybody, anything that comes up with your family, and let me stop right here and say this. Speaking of family, we have a young man on our football team, Chris Allen, who just lost his father to cancer. It was a lengthy battle, but he fought it. So I asked Aggie Nation that everybody lift his father up in prayers. But going back to that, family comes first. So anything that's happening with your family, you got to take care of it. And anything I can do to help them or their family, I'm going to do it. And then last is football. All right. And football is not who we are. It's what we do. But if you're in this football program and you've lasted this long, you obviously love to play. So let's make sure we're getting as much as we can out of it. And then anything else other than that, I don't really care too much about. Don't talk to me about your girlfriend or any of that stuff. It's God, family, academics, and football. And if you can focus on those four things and keep those four things your priority, then you can get a lot out of this game. It's when the other stuff becomes a priority above those that you find yourself in trouble.
Coach, does the recognition that Sharp and Harris have received impact the team at all, and if so, how?
Well, I don't think they've received enough. I don't think that Coron is just an all-CAA offensive lineman. I think he's an All-American candidate. I think he should not just black college All-American, FCS, Division I AA, like I call it, FCS All-American. That's what I think he should get, and Aaron. But I think it does impact the team because the younger guys can look at them and say, that's what I can be. They can aspire to be like those guys. And they can also watch how they go about their day-to-day business and understand what it takes to get to that level.
From a football standpoint, you're taking on a Tennessee State team that has a brand new coach, kind of in a similar situation to you guys. Talk about, how the game plan for that, for Coach Barlow, and a lot of the unknowns that always come with this week one, but especially in this situation.
Well, for me, I don't think week one is primarily about game plan. I think week one is about adjustments. We're going to watch the film. We had to watch film from the UFL, from the XFL, from Virginia State, from Alabama State, just to try to get an idea of what these guys are doing. But ultimately, it's going to be about who can make those adjustments in game and at halftime that will determine the outcome. Because neither one of us know what the other one is really doing.
Coach, at the beginning of fall camp, were there any questions that you had about your team, your program, that were answered? Are you more optimistic about something about this team than you were 30 days ago?
You said at the beginning of fall camp? Oh, well, yeah. After spring ball, I was scared to death. I didn't know what we was going to be. So at the beginning of fall camp, it was early on in fall camp when I realized, okay, these guys. I had watched their progress throughout the summer and saw how they were working, but it was those first couple of days in fall camp when I saw how they were working and starting to come together as a team. So that was the major question for me. Are we going to buy in to being a team? Are we going to buy in to the culture? Are we going to pound the stone each and every day? And that's what they're doing. So that's what I've been the most pleased with is how they bought in. We still got work to do, but they're working and getting better each and every day.
Coach, was that new roster limit of 105 Division I programs, did that have any impact on your your off-season planning?
Not really, other than wasting a lot of time discussing it. Because right now we haven't had 105 guys out at practice yet anyway. So it's just I don't spend a lot of time thinking about stuff like that. When some legislation comes down and they say this is how we're gonna do it, I don't really try to break it down. I just adjust and keep working. Control what you can control. That's what I want the team to do. So that's what I try to do.
We have a question for Coach.
One last one. Coach, I know obviously you're a historian, and the last time A&T played at the stadium we're going to play on Saturday was probably one of the biggest upsets in school history. Beat an undefeated Tennessee State team, 1999. Do you tell your current players about that victory?
Absolutely, and I also have to hear about that victory because I got a good friend of mine, Jason Battle. I think you know who he is, the head coach at Rocky Mountain. He tends to talk about that game a lot. But no, I've told those guys about it, and we've had other guys on the team like Mo Smith that's come around, and these guys have been able to see him, and that was a chance that we had to play the number one team in the nation, not in black college, number one seed and 1AA football, and we went over there and beat their butt. So that's definitely something we're going to bring up and try to educate these guys on more and more throughout the week.
Apologies if this has been answered already, but just can you kind of take me through what this offseason has looked like for you and what kind of has been your points of emphasis?
Well, yeah, I point again to pound the stone, try to get better each and every day. And, it started with spring ball. After spring ball, we went right into conditioning, summer conditioning with Coach Harbor, or off-season conditioning right into summer school. And I can't say enough about the job that Coach Harbor has done transforming the look of our team. Like if you looked at our team in the spring and you come out to practice now and you see the guys' bodies, we've really transformed. So then we transitioned from summer school and summer workouts into fall camp, and it was a smooth transition, and we've had a really good camp, and I'm excited. So, we'll see on Saturday if all the hard work paid off. But as long as we have put everything that we have into it, and then we go out and lay it on the line on Saturday and don't back down and play with great effort, then it'll work out.
How would you kind of define success for this season? What are you kind of looking at to define success for you?
That we're improving each and every day, and each and every game that we get better. So, Saturday will be our first game. So then the next week it'll be about being better than we were on Saturday. On Sunday, after our first game, it'll be about being better. So we're just trying to get better each and every day. It's a process. We're building a program. We're trying to get back to where we belong, and it's going to take time, but the only thing you can focus on is getting better each and every day.
Are there any specific things you focused on in this offseason to kind of build upon the last couple of seasons and get better and post better records and all of those things?
Fixing our culture, making these guys understand what Aggie pride is. It's not just something that we say. It's just not something we break down on. It's something that you live each and every day. It's about how you live your life. How you do anything is how you do everything. So that's what we focus on. We want to make sure that we're trying to be the best version of ourselves in the classroom. We want to be the best person that we can be. And if we can do those things, then we'll be the best football player that we can be.
Is there any part of this job that has surprised you or that you weren't expecting?
How much time you got? No, I would probably say this isn't my first time as a head coach. This is my first time here. So it's just everything is just on a bigger scale. So I've done a decent job of adapting to it. It's really nothing that has surprised me. And plus, I'm familiar with A&T, so I've been here over a decade. So coming back, I knew that it was going to be a bigger stage and it's going to be more obligations from the press and the alums. So I was ready for it.
Has that return been as bittersweet as you might have expected?
It's been so great. It's been so great. I can't tell you, not only me, but my family, they're back home. So my son's back at the elementary school that he went to when I was here before. My wife never left her job here, so she's back around all her friends. So it's been a smooth transition for all of us. We're just blessed.
What would your message to the fans be coming into this season? I mean, they have high goals and high hopes. What would your message personally be to them to show up against something like that?
Just continue being who you are. We got the best fans in the world. We travel. I would say, you know, that we got to make sure that we're loud at the games, and we got to make our stadium, the home atmosphere, second to none. We got to not only our fans, we got to get the students involved. We need them acting crazy at the game in a good way, you know, making a lot of noise. But our fans are good. You know, it's our job. We got to improve. And if we can improve, we're going to make our alums happy. We're going to get more fans, and we're going to get things back to where they should be.
Question. You've been here before, and now you're back. Of course, you're here as head coach, but aside from being head coach, what are you excited about being back here at A&T?
Well, it's the number one HBCU in the world. And I'm a guy that I'm a third generation HBCU graduate myself. So this is, you know, my world. This is what I want to be. And I can tell you something that excited me was I got a chance to walk on campus. I'm about to be hip. Y'all might not know what this means, but I went on campus for FDoc. That's first day of class. They taught me that. But I couldn't believe how many kids are here. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. So the last school I was at, I think we had 3,500 students. And yesterday they took the freshman class picture out there, and there was 3,800 students in the stands. So just to see how much this place has grown just in the 3 years that I was gone shows me the potential of where we're going, where we're going to be, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And we got to do our part.
How much have you grown as a coach from your head coaching experience coming back here out and moving forward?
Well, I try to grow each and every day. I think the first thing that I have to do to become a better coach is to grow spiritually. So the closer I can grow to God will help me become a better man. And me becoming a better man will help me become a better coach. So for me, it's just like the players. It's a process. I got to keep pounding the stone. I got to keep trying to get better each and every day. But it's a blessing just to be able to be the head coach at North Carolina A&T, just to have the opportunity for growth.
Who can we expect to see as your starting quarterback?
Well, we haven't made that decision, right, quite yet. It'll either be Champ Long or Braxton Thomas.
You have team captains for the game?
So we don't do team captains for the game. Let me take that back. We have team captains. Our team captains are Coron Sharp, who's here with us, Aaron Harris, Tim Alderman, defensive end I brought with me from Fort Valley State, Chris Brown, Andrew Brown, our kicker. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Oh, Jamison Warren. So those are the captains of our team, and then we'll have game captains each and every week. So it might not be those guys walking out, but we have a leadership committee along with our captains, and we'll decide who will be the game captains. But Corian and Aaron, Tim Harris, Andrew Brown, and Jamison Warren are our team captains. And let me say, I'm proud of those guys. They've been through a lot. Corian was just telling me this is the first time that he's been here in one of these press conferences. And I said, what? I mean, you've been one of the better players around here for a long time. All right, so, now it's time for him to lead and people to get a chance to know what a great person he is and what a great football player he is. And the same with Aaron Harris. These are quality guys, and they can lead us to where we need to go.
Coach, a lot of fans will be going down to Nashville. They probably want to coordinate with the teams or their dress. Can you tell what the game day drip is going to be Saturday?
Yeah, we'll have on, of course, white tops because we're away and blue bottoms with our blue helmet right now. So we're going to be sweet.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. God bless.
All right, before we bring up the players, just a quick reminder, and I'll remind you again, we will not be in this room next week because it's Labor Day, so this building will be closed. We'll be down at the Bryan Fitness and Wellness Center, down at the stadium, the building behind the scoreboard, so just kind of make a note of that we will not be back in this building here on Monday, but every other Monday, we're right here. So before our next player, we're going to bring up this young man. Coach talked about him. He's played over 1,600 snaps. He is an Aggie through and through, outstanding offensive lineman, Mr. Coron Sharp.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Questions?
What is your excitement level just to even be here, be at week 1 finally?
I'm really excited. It's been a long last couple years. It's been real hectic. So we've been at this since January every day, going from spring ball to summer training to now finally to be able to go against somebody else. We've been going against each other since January. So just to be able to have a new opponent, go against somebody else is a blessing.
What has Coach Gibbs been like? What has he brought to the program? Just your first impressions of him to now.
Coach Gibbs brought the fire back, the culture back, whether that's with practice or just teaching us everything we need to know about being a man or about the stuff we doing on the field or off the field. He teaching us it's the little things with everything, no matter what we doing. Yeah.
Coron, over here. Coach Gibbs was here during one of A&T's most successful periods of time. How does having him back impact you as a player?
Coach Gibbs done been here and done it. He done won, I don't know how many championships Coach Gibbs done won, but he done won multiple. So, just showing us, 4-5, my fault. Just showing us like how to do it that's important because he done did it and he brought back people who done did it with him as a coaching staff and as a player. So having them here, like Coach McCray, people like that did it and excelled at it helps a lot.
So being a part of a captain and just being a leader, being a veteran, what do you bring in and day out so that you can help the team and kind of create that culture?
I just follow what I see. We got good leaders out here from the coaching standpoint. So if we just follow them, they tell us everything we know. Again, like with Coach McCray, he played here, so I have conversations with him. He'll show me how to lead and what exactly to do. So that helps me be a better leader with my team.
How have you seen yourself develop as a man off the field?
Say how have I? I say it's the little stuff Coach Gibbs show us. It's about like being 15 minutes early. About simple little stuff like time management or just anything that'll help you off the field. Like be a better husband, be a better brother, son, anything in life. Everything he teaches us is gonna help us far from just the football field.
What do you feel like you've learned about yourself over the course of your career here?
About myself. And I'd say the biggest thing would be, I don't really know. I'm going to go back on the last 2 years. It's been like a rough years. And, it just tell me not to quit on anything, whether we talking about football, but the same thing, go back to life. Things going to get hard. It's been hard, but, we just worrying about the future and this season. So.
What would you say your personal goals are for this season?
I don't really have any personal goals. I want to win. That's the main thing. So once we win, I already know the personal goals gonna come like behind that. But the main thing we're gonna do is win. That's what we want to do.
Have you been focusing on anything in particular this offseason to get ready for this year?
Just being a better player. I can like on the field, just like little technique things. Anything that'll help me, help myself and help my O-line as a whole. Like just meeting extra, doing little things that's gonna help us when it comes to game time.
Can you think of any particular techniques?
I tell y'all Gallup step. Y'all not gonna learn like little simple stuff. It's like having little Gallup steps, having little feet different, like fixing little feet issues, like steps. Just the little things that may have got me in trouble last year that I can fix this year for this year.
How have you personally seen the locker room kind of approach the culture that coach is setting for you guys?
It started with practice. We come out. I say the difference is practice or just walking around. Everybody more confident than last year. Even we ain't even played the game yet, but you just feed off the coaches. Like it's a different feeling. When you go out to practice, it's a different energy from where it's been. It's hard to explain. You just got to be there. It's just the energy there is different.
Yeah, in football, they say coaching is the most important part. Can you kind of preach those words of why coaching is so important in your field?
Yeah, again, we feed off the coaches. So what we see them do or what we see them, how they lead is how us in the leadership, our captain is how we going to also lead like our team. And, they say it's a player-led team. So the better we are leading, the better the team gonna be.
Brian, you know the history of great running backs here and offensive linemen here. As an offensive lineman, how exciting is it to want to get back to that and almost be so confident that you get up to the line of scrimmage and go, hey, we're running, try to stop us, kind of have that.
Yeah, it's real important because we got legends running back and O-line that done did it recently. Like probably got 3-4 O-linemen in the NFL right now from A&T. So it's great seeing that, knowing that it can be done. Like been drafted first round, we done had third round, we got a Hall of Famer here. So it's just knowing it can be done. That's the biggest thing.
When the coaching change comes, a lot of times players will, especially now the transfer portal, you can go year to year. People will kind of look to see where else they can go. Why was it important for you to stay here and continue to build?
I know what Coach Gibbs was here my freshman year. He was running back coach. I didn't talk to him as much. I'm a freshman, coming in, but I knew who he was under and I knew what they stood for. So I know Coach Gibbs is a great man, first of all. So, that helps with everything. They're a great man. They got to be a great coach. Or that's not necessarily true, but Coach Gibbs is a great coach. So.
I understand something.
Speaking of portal, the team went to the portal and got 5 new offensive linemen. Kind of how's that room developed and how's that kind of helped grow that room as a whole?
It's as an offensive line, we got to play. We 5 different positions, but we got to play as one. So I think it's been pretty easy because the 5 guys or whoever we all got from the transfer portal, they all come to work every day. They are easy to bond with. So whether we on the field or off the field, sometimes we hang around off the field. I feel like that helps a lot too. With our bond off the field, it's gonna help us on the field because we got to work as one. So.
That is Mr. Sharp. Thank you, Coron. I appreciate it, man. Great job. Our final special guest, this young man is on the Aeneas Williams preseason watch list for the best defensive back in HBCU football. He's also an outstanding kickoff returner. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aaron Harris.
Good afternoon, Aggie family.
Talk about the upcoming game and then we'll ask questions.
Upcoming game, first game, Tennessee State. Like Coron said, man, we're excited, anxious to get out there, put pads on somebody else. We've been putting pads on each other since January. So having the opportunity to go out there and see new faces, man, make some plays. We're excited. We can't wait.
What are your personal goals for the defense this year? Being named the captain on the defensive side, kind of what are you hoping to see out of the defense?
Just playing together, coming together and taking one play at a time. We're going to go through adversity, but, as a defense, we want to be able to overcome that adversity and be able to come together and make plays, no matter first quarter, second quarter, adversity is going to hit sometime throughout the game. So we want to take it 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, and just be able to be the best defense we can be. That Blue Death defense that goes way back, that's what we're trying to get back to.
Speak on the mentality, what is the defensive mentality going into the season?
I would say our mentality would be, just hitting guys in the mouth. We got to be physical. That's how you get guys on the edge. You want to put fear in other guys' hearts. So we want to be that defense, knowing that we're gonna hit you. We're gonna run. We're gonna guard. We're gonna do everything that a good defense is supposed to do.
Can you talk about what your preparation has looked like and what you've been focusing on as far as improving as a player and as a leader going into the season?
Just as far as being a leader, I try to improve being a leader more vocally. I usually lead by example, for the young guys, try to do what you're supposed to do on and off the field. There's a saying we like to say is walk like, talk like, act like a champion, everything that you do, that's on the field and off the field. So, we try to do everything together as one, just to keep us together. You don't never want to separate. And, as far as preparation, I mean, just like I said, we're gonna do everything together. So, you know, whether that's film, just going to the calf together, like all those little things, I think can lead to bigger things like wins.
Do you guys as captains or as leadership committee, how often do you guys meet or connect to kind of talk about how you want to approach practices or games?
Well, we just was told the captains and leadership committee. So, you know, moving forward, we're gonna try to at least meet a couple times a week. You know, just to get everything on the right track as the week goes on, leading into Saturday. So, but previously, you know, we all the guys that we would say leaders or you know leadership, you know, we always try to stay together and get everybody on the right track.
What is, you talk about being prepared for adversity, but are you prepared for success? This is a big campus. A lot of people are, you know, hoping for you guys to get back there and start winning. And when you do, that kind of comes with its own set of distractions. Are you guys prepared for that as well?
Yeah, we're just trying to focus on ourselves, not worry about the distractions. You know, everybody gonna have their opinions, you know, whether we win or lose. So, but as a team, we have to know how to block all those distractions out, and you know, focus on the task at hand, and that's winning games, staying together.
Can you take us inside the dynamics of a DB wide receiver, 3 hours, all of, you know, in each other's business for 3 hours, all game long talking trash, that whole makeup?
I mean, it's really just keeping your head. You know, they're gonna talk trash, especially being the corner on the sideline. You know, the other team gonna be in your ear all game, but you just got to know how to keep your head. It's nothing wrong with talking junk. You know, talking junk back and forth. That's gonna happen, but you also want to be able to make plays while you're doing it. Don't let the other player get in your head. You know, as a DB, you gotta have short-term memory. You know, sometimes the receiver gonna make a play, but you just got to know how to put it aside and move on to the next play.
What does it mean for you to be named a captain? I guess a high honor. So kind of what does that mean for you going into the season?
It means a lot. It means everything. To be known as one of the guys that's you know can lead this team to success. You know that can be a lot on somebody. You know, somebody that may not be used to leading, but we have to adjust and learn how to be a good leader. You know, for the young guys, the guys that may not have had much experience as you, that's going to be on the field with you. So you know, being able to have that role is a blessing.
Obviously, a lot of hard work this offseason. Kind of what's been your favorite part? What's been the biggest thing you've seen coming out of the season?
Really just being able to be around the guys every day. You know, it's a lot of guys that I wish they was in our positions, but you know, just being able to be around them every day and being able to see them get better every day as a team. Also being able to be around the coaching staff. You know, I love them to death. They was here since I've been here. When I first came as a freshman, most of them was here. So you know, being able to be around them and lean on them when times get hard, you know, that's big for us.
Coach mentioned some fear coming off of spring break to then fall, having big improvements. Kind of what improvements do you think happened, and why do you think it happened in that short time span?
I would say, just like you said, the culture. You know, getting back to how it's supposed to be. You know, coming out here and giving 110 every single day. Like defense running to the ball, my offense protecting the football. Like you know, it's little things that can really lead to big differences. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
Do you feel like you guys were giving it your all, though previously it's just maybe things just didn't work out for you the last couple of years?
Yeah, the last couple of years it's been tough. I mainly feel like it was just, you know, I feel like we had everything that we needed to win games. It was just you know, maybe the second half of the game, you know, it would kind of get away from us. But you'll see Saturday. We're going to put on the show for you.
What are you most looking forward to for the first game?
Just going out there and getting another chance to play football. You know, the competition is going to be great. Tennessee State, like Coach said, you know, they won the conference last year, playoff team last year. But, you know, we're going to go out there and we're going to play Aggie football.
Obviously, you go in there for a football game, but, you know, you guys have, I think, what's rated as the #1 band coming into the year. As a football player, obviously you're there for the game, but do you even hear the band? And if so, how much does that help happening behind you?
We love having the band there because obviously that support, you know, the fans love when the band come as well. But honestly, I barely hear the band on the field. I'm just trying to get the call and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, like while you're on the field and all the bullets flying, adrenaline running, you know, you really kind of block everything else. You just hear the voices that you're supposed to hear, like Coach Gibbs and our defensive coordinator, stuff like that. But everything else is kind of really blocked out.
In addition to the culture changes, have you noticed any other differences for this defensive unit after this offseason?
Nah, I mean, not really. Not really. We got the pieces. We got everything that we need. It was just a matter of putting everything together. And, I feel like that's what we're doing. So, I feel like we're getting the culture back and that we need and everything back. Is how it's supposed to be.
And your coach, Coach McCray, is one of the guys that really made an impact here. Won championships and played in the NFL. What is it like being able to learn from a guy that's literally been in your shoes prior, and how has he helped you develop your game?
It's everything. Coach McCray, that's a guy that I wanted to coach me for a while. The guy that played at the level that I want to get to. Played at the university, done everything here. So it's like, being able to learn from him, it's almost like nothing he ever says is wrong. Like everything is true, it's fast. Like, so you have to really listen to everything that he says and internalize it. But it's been great, and I can't wait to see what this season holds playing under Coach McCray.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it, man.
So,
All right, we've got some refreshments in the back for you guys. If you're want to grab those, we'll take a little pause here before our radio show and move forward. Thank you.